Hi, good afternoon, good day. This is Joe Emmanuel, and I want to come up and talk to you about if anybody in my family gets a bout of dizziness, vertigo, you feel like the room is spinning or whatever. About a year ago or more, I went through a horror, a feeling like my whole world was ending. If you get any kind of like dizziness with your ear ringing, feeling out of balance, like your whole head is spinning, and you're going, before you go and run to a whole bunch of doctors, I have an entire YouTube video list. Vertigo, as I understand it, comes from, and even here in my YouTube channel, so subscribe. Vertigo stems from some kind of like ear infection. Once you get it, it feels horrible. It feels awful. But don't sit down screaming. Take action. Okay? You need to get into doing some vestibular rehabilitation and get assessed as quickly as possible. Your general doctor may do it if they're aware of what vertigo is, but they don't have. A neurologist they're going to weed out all these different things that you think that they may think you have a stroke. They're going to do a scan, all that kind of stuff. They're going to ask you all kinds of questions. But let me tell you, the biggest thing that I did to my advantage was go to an ENT doctor. I followed my intuition first, and the ear, nose, and throat doctor was able to give me my EPN or VPN, whatever, the diagnosis of what I got. Then he kind of like was not really like a good doctor for a follow-up because he was more into doing nose jobs. So, but it's okay. I kind of like I fainted and I had anxiety and all that kind of stuff, but it feels like hell. Also, I'm doing videos because nobody was actually doing enough videos for me with the word vertigo. So there's 4 brave souls that actually did do videos and about vestibular therapy. So anyhow, it starts with some kind of like ear infection. If you had a cold or whatever, they're going to ask you all this stuff. Did you hit yourself on the head? Did you have a concussion? They're going to weed out, doctors are going to weed out all this kind of stuff that you could have had, should have had, would have had. It's good to go ahead and get clear on that. You're not dying. Meniere's disease is something totally different that I don't have, okay? That means that both your ears are ringing and they don't have, that means tinnitus. Yes, vertigo does aggravate you and give you anxiety or vice versa. A little cocktail doesn't bother you. It actually helps you to stay a little bit more balanced unless you're kind of like nauseous. Ginger tea, ginger candies, ginger whatever helps with nausea. I didn't have that, but I've heard from people that recommended it, that it works instantly, so you won't be throwing up and having, and I feel like because somebody in my family came up with vertigo today, and she goes, oh, thank God it's mild. So basically, the ringing in the ear lower the salt intake because whatever ear you have, the left or the right, all right, that's out of whack, is the one it's out of balance. So lower your salt intake. That'll stop the swelling and the ringing, So with the ginger, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I did everything as best as possible. And I'm doing this video because I keep forgetting little pieces, but I'm adding the pieces to the puzzle as I went along. Every once in a while, when you do feel sway, even after you're done with the vestibular rehabilitation therapy, don't sit around waiting for your doctor. Start the VRT. I went to one doctor. If you feel you're going to fall, make sure you don't fall. Grab a cane, grab a walker. Common sense. Don't fall, guys. You're not having anything. The only thing that you're having is anxiety if you feel like, oh my God, my whole world's coming to an end. This is never going to go away. And we come up with all these pity parties. Like, oh, I'm only 16. Oh, I'm only 10. Oh, I'm 60. Guys, it doesn't matter how old you are. Anybody can go to the gym and work out. And what we have to do is basically because of this disease or infection that we had, our vestibular system, which is our ear, uses our ears, our eyes, our nose is involved. All this, the head is included in making it think that you're out of balance. So you need to go like to train your brain. And on this page, I've got plenty of vestibular rehabilitation therapy exercises, which eventually, after a long haul of a lot of doctors telling me a whole bunch of things, and even my general practitioner telling me, "Oh, Joey, it's never going to go away. He got fired." I don't want you to have to go through all that. Okay. I actually looked up doctors that I didn't have a long waiting list. So, because of anxiety, I passed out in the lobby of one guy, and he kicked me out. He was scared. Doctors get scared too. They're not. So I realized that, even though I was very pissed off with him, and I don't, because he wanted to sell me an ear thing too quick, like I was losing ear, and I'm fine. There was a time that my ears got plugged, and I kept saying, and I got scared. But I ended up at the emergency, and my doctor had vertigo, and she says, yeah, it all comes together, and it comes and goes, and don't be afraid of it. The minute you get it, dim down your cell phone lights, your TV light, dim the settings to get blue blocker, if it helps you. Blue blocker glasses. Because, we actually are getting all this stimulus. And basically, when you do your exercises, your vestibular rehabilitation therapy, as I have it, I have it on the list, okay? And I still do them. You can do them while you're dancing. You can do them while you're cooking. You can incorporate them. I added a little dancing to them because it was just sometimes boring, okay? But what I want you to pay attention is that you're here to help you. Nobody's coming to save you, okay? So you need to start moving and taking action of your life, not waiting for a doctor like that is God, okay, telling you what to do. Recognize, I went to a neurologist. That did nothing for me. He just told me, go get your anxiety down and it'll go away. He was a 72-year-old man that should have retired a long time ago. My opinion, I have freedom of speech, and I won't give his name because, I don't want to be censored, okay? But I'm being honest with you. If you go to, again, don't feel helpless. It did to me, and I don't want you to go through what I felt, because I felt like nobody was here coming to help me or to rescue me. Everybody knew somebody who had it, but nobody really told me, do this, and that. Nobody did vestibular rehabilitation therapy and stick with it, and you're going to have to do it. You will experience some people in your life that maybe will be ashamed because you can't, maybe you're holding onto a cane or you're using a walker, and you're doing this to save you. So don't think personally what other people's advice tell you. If maybe they think that you walking with a walking stick into a restaurant looks bad, or that you have to hurry up, and you need to just stop and take care of you. Also, it's going to make you a little pissed off. Don't be vulnerable to other people, and don't try to be putting on an act. I'm trying to be really honest here, and you want somebody that's going to be with you, that's going to be compassionate towards you. Make sure it's a compassionate person, and sometimes it doesn't really exist in your family. I did have family members come to help me, but I had to really explain, and I'm glad that a couple of them listened thoroughly to what was going on with me, because it made me feel better. It just makes you feel better that they helped you and they were compassionate towards you. They can't be there with you 24 hours. So if you live alone, deal with it, okay? You can do it. And I had a lot of friends who were praying with me. I was praying for myself, and I was also just being as positive as I could be and reaching out to the positive people. Follow positive people. Pity party. I'm in all these groups, and I see people that like to a pity party, like to say things. Learn how when you say things and complain about the vertigo or vestibular, if it's coming out of like, oh, help me, rescue me. It's good to reach out for help, but don't freak out about every symptom. Just look, how can I resolve this? Google into your phone, you can speak into it. So that if you're dizzy typing and you can't look at the book, like I did many times, I could hardly, I felt like I was in a tunnel. Okay, but this was my anxiety getting hold of me. Like all I could see was, like I had this little tunnel to the vertigo, understanding me people. And I even told some friends, I don't have time to talk to you right now. And I think it was fair, because I need to be concentrating on people that know what they're doing. Not by, oh, I had it and I did this and they said it. Every doctor's going to tell you it goes away. Yeah, it goes away, but you have to put effort into it. I feel that, some cases I've noticed that people, they say it goes and comes back. Well, you know what? I still do exercises. I still tilt my head back and put one foot in front of the other. And I feel better, guys. I feel like I'm taking charge. I don't feel like sitting around wallowing. And if it gets a little bit too, if it's been a couple of years, but I swear, if you start doing this in about 3 months and you get the right anxiety under control, okay, whether it be through medical marijuana or whatever way you do it, just get there. And I'm doing this video a little bit more intense because I wanted to get to you to a point. Stop wasting your time waiting for somebody to rescue you. Go ahead. If you feel better, weed out and if you feel, if you have blood pressure or whatever condition you have and you feel you need that to get that into control, get it into control, because life doesn't stop. But you can't, believe it or not, you can make it through it. You can survive it. It's not gonna be forever, okay? Mine is like moderate to none, okay, right now. And recently, I actually was stressed out, went to the hardware store, and I actually felt myself like, oh my God, I was floating again, walking into Home Depot. And guess what I did? I came back home, had a little drink, went away. Oh, because when you drink, it's not that, you're getting yourself out of your mind or getting drunk, is that you don't care anymore this way, And even if you do, like I told my doctor, he goes to me, are you drinking? Because I'm, if I take medication or whatever, I go, yeah, because I feel damn good. So, speak up for yourself. And, that's my whole point. Speak up for yourself and for what you need. I mean, I've never had anything where I really always argue with doctors. But my point, sometimes is, they think they're God but they forget that you're paying them. You're the customer. You need to be a satisfied customer. It's not the other way around. And nowadays with Google review, you can kick their butt. Okay? And be nice about it. They don't know. They don't have enough education, and some of them are open to being educated. Some of them think that they know better than you. No, because I've been doing, I've been practicing. Well, you're still practicing. Well, I already know what I've got. I need to move with it and look around the internet. Don't just take my word for it. Vestibular therapy. I already did the research for a whole year, and I was on the phone trying to get a vestibular rehabilitation therapist. And trying to get my insurance to approve it. That didn't happen. I went ahead and paid 1 session, 2 sessions with one guy down the street. And he pretty much analyzed me. He goes to me, there's thousands of exercises that you can do. And by his assessment, I already knew my background, how much exercise I have been doing. So I've already posted the link for you. Get going. Stop sitting here complaining on the internet. I mean, if you need company, say it. I need company. I don't feel so well right now. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh, and that little teary face is on Facebook. Oh, I hated that one. I post videos of me doing exercises nowadays, and people still post that tear face like if it's happening right now, because when you have vertigo, you lose a little bit track of time and space, and it's funny to me now. It wasn't funny to me then, but even then I didn't like the pity party. Anyhow, 2019 was, I think, the year that I had it, and 2020 was the year that I triumphed. I mean, I already triumphed by November. And by Valentine's of 2020, I was already out at the club dancing because I challenged myself. And anyhow, after I saw that I did that on Valentine's, and I think that the next thing that I did is I just went out with no cane, no matter what happened. So anyhow, I just took an Uber. It doesn't matter if you drive or not. Some people can drive with it. So anyhow, it's gonna get better before worse. Worse before better. The exercises are meant to make you dizzy, so don't just say, I can't do it because I'm dizzy. And that's very important to do. Kind of like if you go to the gym and you go, oh no, it hurts, I can't do this again. Well, you know what? In this case, you're fighting for your balance back. And you want your life back. And you need to move. And that's the only way. I love you all, and that's the reason why I'm sharing it, because if anybody out there, has it, and it touched me deep today because one of my nieces had it today. It wasn't just me, the old man, the cool uncle. But anyhow, I love everybody. I hope that you get something out of this, and look at my other videos for exercises. I hope this brings you inspiration to keep going, okay? Life is not over, okay? One love, God bless, and namaste.